So hello everyone, welcome. This is our fifth week on this journey, thriving on the outside, drained on the inside. And like previous weeks, I start with a reason why we may experience unwell-being in the sense of a burnout or even a depression. And the fifth reason is job insecurity or unpredictability. Again, I would love to ask some reflective questions for you, which you may also answer for yourself later when you receive the presentation and of course also the recording. So the question today is, and there are several following, do you experience uncertainty about your job stability or future changes? To know where this possible cause about burnout and depression come from, you can have a look at the source I put down here at the end of this slide. Uncertainty, insecurity can really sometimes bother our heads a lot. So this is a little practice I would love to propose today, which you can again do in the quietness of your home. You take a piece of paper and you draw 3 columns, one for control, one for influence, and one for observe. And then you create a list of the worries you currently have, and you sort them out and place them within these 3 columns. And then once you are done, for the column control, the proposition is that you define a next action. For the column influence, you define a next reach out to someone or a request. And for the column observe, you define a review date. But if you want to do something immediately, the proposal is that you write down a small win you will create today from the control column. Simple exercise, yet very useful to come to a quiet mind. I put that immediately also in German for Michaela, and then I decided to put this quote. Sometimes life shakes us very heavily, not only as far as the health might be concerned, but also when we lose a position we have had for many years. Yet sometimes we can really experience something quite surprising during this phase where we are again on job search. And this is why I chose this quote. Sometimes when things are falling apart, they are actually really falling into place. What does this mean? What may appear like a worst-case scenario might be a chance for something new. This is again a practice I'd like to propose to you today. We will not spend 10 minutes of your time today to do so, but you can do so at home. You take this worst-case scenario, and I know that from the people joining, there are some people who lost their position. This is extremely painful. I went through this myself, so I know what I am talking about. But why don't you take a 10-minute and you outline your response steps? I'm sure you have already done so, but maybe this is another opportunity to come back and review and redesign what you have already written. But when things like this happen in our life, isn't it also an opportunity to really ask oneself, what have I really lost? And what this life phase is offering me as an opportunity to bring back into my life, or to really introduce into my life things, for example, you have been putting aside for many years, but which are actually very dear to you. So again, here there are a couple of reflective questions for you to come back after you receive the presentation and to reflect on. Again in German. But today I'd like to come to this question: what are we as human beings? And you might wonder why. I'd like to put today an accent on this part. What are we as human beings? All the persons joining today know that I am also a shaman and a wisdom keeper. So I'd like to speak about this today more at length. I cannot have the view I'd like to have. Anyway, I keep it like this. What are we as human beings? If I want to provide an answer as a wisdom keeper and shaman, I will tell you this. We are citizens of planet Earth. So when I ask yourself, what are you? When I ask myself in the past, what am I came to realize later down the road that I answered this question with what we can call our persona. Our persona is, let's say, our outside attributes, okay? Simone Junot, CFO, depending on the size of the organization, also chief human resources, and so on. But this is not what we are. This is not what we are as human beings. If we truly want to understand who we are as human beings, we have to be in a position to enter into these other realities surrounding us. And how is this possible? This is possible with awareness. Awareness is unlimited. Our human mind is limited. If we keep designing our life only with our intellectual mind, well, we will never unfold our whole potentials. We will never unfold all our talents, and also we are very limited in our resilience and in our capacity to bounce back in case indeed we lose our position. To unfold everything which is within us, to unfold this power, to unfold our creativity, to unfold resilience and this faculty to bounce back with confidence and trust. We need to enter into these unlimited realities and experience where we come from and what we truly are. And what are we? What are we as citizens of this planet? We are 100% perception, and we are 100% awareness. What does it mean? It means that with these two senses, and yes, they are senses, they are non-physical senses, we can communicate. We can tap into this field of intelligence surrounding us, called by scientists today the quantum field, and we can obtain information, insights, ideas, solutions for any situation in our life. This is wisdom and knowledge which are inborn within our bodies, yet along our, let's say, normal education path, these capabilities are not being further developed, quite the opposite. They are being cut away from ourselves, from our bodies. And so we really lose a lot of power. I would say the biggest part of our power. How can we activate this again? Actually, now I would love to say it is fairly simple, yet first, there is a decision to take. First, there is the necessity to be open, to go on another path, on a path which is not only guided by your rational mind, which is not only guided by your intellectual mind. No, it goes far, far beyond. To activate this knowledge using different methods, you first enter into an altered state of consciousness. No worries, it's not about taking drugs, ayahuasca or LSD or whatever. We have the faculty as human beings using our spirit, using awareness and perception to move ourselves into this field of intelligence and power very easily. The simple processes, we can also call them rituals. And when you experience them, what is happening? You indeed first generate a quiet mind. What does it mean, a quiet mind? All your worries and the thoughts coming and going all the time, plaguing you, making you feel uncertain, making you anxious, making you fearful, they come down. They diminish to a point where your mind is fully quiet. And when your mind is fully quiet, then indeed, this intelligence, which is already within yourself and which is also in this big field, you enhance it by tapping into this field and obtaining information, insights, ideas, valuable information for your next step for your life. And you enhance not only your life, but also your whole health, mental, emotional, physical. So what I am talking about is also this. Experiencing these processes, you raise the energy frequencies of your body more and more and more. And your body becomes, again, completely synchronized with the universe. Our bodies are marvels of intelligence. Our bodies are marvels of power and wisdom and knowledge. It's only up to us to take this decision, to have the courage, I would love to say, to step outside the box, to step outside the fully known in your rational mind and allow yourself to expand your life. So the first step to really know who you truly are is awareness. And you can enter into this conscious field surrounding us when you have a quiet mind. That's the first step. Once you have this quiet mind, information will flow to you and they will be clear. They will be crystal clear. This is why in this language of universal wisdom, we speak of a so-called crystal mind. It has nothing to do with a crystal ball. I am not a mystic or I am not a medium. I am not talking about this. I am talking about direct communication with everything surrounding us. And this is in our capabilities when we get born. Why can I say this so powerfully? I would love to say, well, as a baby, we communicate all the time. We communicate with our parents, possibly with our siblings, with animals, and we are fully understood. And to communicate, how do we do so? Well, we communicate with awareness and perception. So there is nothing to learn and to put into our head. to be in a position to communicate like this. Everything is already available. In our bodies, we have energy centers. You will tell me, Simone, well, no news. Of course not. And we all know about the 7 chakras. Nothing new again. But in our bodies, we have also other energy centers. And they are not the same of the chakras. There is one which is the same, the heart energy center. Yet we have in our bodies also 4 intention energy centers. And these energy centers have also immaterial light. Immaterial light originate from the cosmos, originate from our true source, which is also the same source as for the universe. An intention is a conscious thought. Conscious thought is electricity, is power. So once within your body, you activate again this intention, energy centers, you become extremely powerful. A power you cannot even imagine today with your rational mind. It has to be experienced. And this is a very big difference, what I am talking about now, with this intention energy center holding immaterial light. This is the very big difference also with mindfulness. To come to a quiet mind, mindfulness is certainly also a path. Yet, you can maybe meditate every day for years, yet you will not obtain information and insight from the field. You might, but it may take much, much longer. Once you have activated again this intention, energy centers in your body, you obtain information like this in seconds. Why is this so valuable? It's not only valuable when you have to overcome or transform again yourself because you have lost a position or your health is no longer at the optimum. It is absolutely valuable for your work, for any kind of decision you have to take, for any kind of choice you have to make in your life. Once you work again with these 2 elements, awareness and perception, and in addition to that, you add intention, this electric power, then you have information like this for any sphere of your life. And you indeed become extremely powerful, resilience. You know where you go. You know your purpose. Your life purpose is absolutely clear. You have no hesitation anymore. You know why you came on this planet. It's absolutely clear. And this purpose, which is actually a spiritual purpose, is really guiding you through life with such a power you cannot even imagine today. This is what I wanted to highlight today. What are we as human beings? You experience it and you have an answer. If you allow yourself to experience something which goes far, far beyond what has been, as of today, proven or demonstrated by science. I'm not going to add much more today. We will continue this path next week. Today, though, since we have now reached the 5th week of this journey, I'd like to remember that you have the opportunity to experience what I have called a reset day, which is a 1-day workshop on December the 6th in Zurich. I have sent emails, and in these emails there is a link for you to register. It's free, so there is no charge for you. It is an opportunity to experience what I have just spoken about now, to experience it in your body. What I'm talking about is wisdom embodiment. It is learning through your body. And if you are interested to experience much more, you may wish to join us for this 4-day retreat, The Scent of Knowing, in Catalonia from November 20th to 23rd. The early bird price, I've decided to extend it until the end of this month. To close for today, another question about your well-being. This is really at the core of this whole series, well-being. So ask yourself, what one ritual done daily would compound your calm and clarity this month, and at the same time reduce insecurity and anxiety, whatever life phase you may experience. I'd like also to close with these words. Life is intelligence, pure intelligence. We lost our position, that's tough, extremely tough. Yet, it is also a chance to design or redesign our life. And last week, we spoke about life vision. You were provided also with guidelines how to write this life vision. If you have not done yet so, I would love to repeat. Take the time to do so. It unleashes a lot of creativity and power and trust for your future. I say thank you. I express my gratitude for you having joined today. And I wish you a wonderful week, and I see you again next week.